It is 12 o'clock. It is Thursday, March 14th, 2019. And we're going to get back to doing what I love, which is coding. Yesterday, I got super frustrated at coding because that's just part of it. I thought I was going to do a thing and it was going to be easy, and it turned out not to be easy. And I was like, let's scrap the whole project because, I was just kind of frustrated with it. But I got over that. I went back to work. I had some success at work. I got a couple of things done. I felt good. So in the evening, after I got done putting my kids to sleep, I went back and I got on the laptop and I decided to plug away and see if I could make some progress. And I feel like part of the problem is I just didn't know what I was doing. And probably that I still don't know what I was doing, but there is somebody who wrote a library that does know what they're doing. And so we're just going to use that library to replace a large portion of the code that I have that is almost certainly causing the problem. That's the plan. And we learned yesterday how closely things follow the plan all the time. But we're going to give it a shot anyway. So today, first things first, let me just bring up a couple of stuff. Azure Portal. Yeah, Azure Portal. And then let's bring up this Slack instance. Pick. There we go. Slack instance. Great. I'm going to keep that around for a moment. And then let's bring up this thing that we actually write code with. That's the one. And then let's get this thing connected so people can highlight some lines if they want to highlight lines. Yes. Hooray. Feel good about that. And then, all right. And then let's go take a look at the code. And specifically the code that is causing the problems, which is this one, Slack API. This is my guess anyway, that Slack API is causing these problems. But what we're going to do really is just replace this. How are we going to do that? We're going to do npm install Slack. That's how we're going to do that. It's going to load up some stuff. It thinks there's some vulnerabilities, and I'm like, whatever. And now what we're going to do is we're going to take this Slack API right here, and we're just going to rip it out and start replacing everything that uses it. That's the plan. Okay, so this is the Slack controller. Really ought to name this controller. So I'm going to rename that actually. Slack controller. Slack app controller. All right. And then we're going to go back to this index thing. And we're not going to go back to the index thing. We're going to go back to the app thing. And we're going to go Slack app routes. Slack app controller. Like that. And that gives us the Slack router. Okay, great. So that should have fixed that up. Hooray! And then we want to go to the thing that we ripped out. Needs more is the thing that used Slack. And now instead of this, we're just going to use Slack. And really what we're going to do is we're going to call this Slack. To show you what it is, let me pull it up over here. npm Slack. That's the one right there. All right, this is the thing that we're using. And it says that the way you do this is you just say require Slack. You create a new Slack and then you pass it the token. So for the bot, which we previously called Slack API. We now want a thing called, we still want a thing called Slack API. Const Slack app equals new Slack, and this is going to be token, and the token is config, which doesn't appear to be in here. Const config equals require // conflow / config. Where am I? I'm in needs more, and needs more has config right there, .js. And so now I can say config. What am I doing wrong? Why is it not typing? Config dot Slack bot. No, I should call this Slack app. Slack app, Slack bot. And I got those backwards, didn't I? That's the bot. Okay, yeah, Slack app. That's okay, Slack bot. Slack app. There we go. So this one I want to call right here. And it's going to be config like that. And then we're going to have a second one. It turns out that the reason you have to do this is like some functions are only available for some of them and some functions are not available for the others. And for this one, we're going to call it bot. And this is going to change to bot, Slack bot. Okay. All right, so now we have Slack. And now what we need to do is replace everything with what it is that we're looking for. And the way that we do this is we go to Windows Slack. All right, so we have provided the token. And now the only thing that we need to do is pass in channel and user post chat post message channel and text. Okay. So now what we need to do is say payload. This is going to be Slack app. No, Slack bot. And this is going to be like that. And we're going to say text and channel is payload.event.channel. And then we also want reply attributes. And then we also want reply details. I think I'm going to get rid of this reply utils. Nope, I'm not. Where is this coming from? Slack API reply details. Slack API. Reply details. Reply details. We're just going to do something like this. We're going to come back here. And we're going to drop this in as a helper. Like that. And we're also going to stop using stuff like this. And we're going to start using stuff like this. Okay, we don't need more logic here. What we need is just that. Okay. Get Slack thread. And then we can say thread TS is get Slack thread of payload. All right, now we can clean this up. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're just going to swap out this API. We're going to delete the old API. We're just going to check to make sure that everything works still. And then after that, we'll get back to actually trying to get the image and then slap another image on top of it and then send it back. And really, if I can get through that today, we're just going to call it for today. And then tomorrow we'll come up with some stuff to finish all of this off. But I have quite a busy afternoon, so I'm going to be calling it right around like 1:45 today or so. All right, so we have replaced this one with slackbot.postMessage. Great. This is the one where we're just going to comment this out for a moment. KC. And this is going to be slackbot.upload file. .files. Oh yeah, that's right. It's chat.postmessage. That's right. .chat. .postmessage. And then this one is going to be .file. .upload. And for this one, payload overlay. Forget exactly what this is. With image. Forget exactly how I organize this. All right, files, upload. So I think we need to, okay, yeah. So for this one, we need to say file. If omitting this parameter, you must submit content. Right. How do we do this one exactly? All right, well, first off, we need channels. And this is going to be channels : payload.event.channel. And then let's go look at how we did the last one. I think we sent it as a file parameter. Okay, we also need the thread TS. All right, let's go back to the Slack API. Upload file. All right, we need to basically specify all of these things. title, file name, file type. Let's just go copy and paste this and see how far we get with this. All right, they're not all going to be PNGs. Well, really, they are all going to be PNGs because we get to control the output type. Yeah, that's my answer. They are all going to be PNGs because we get to control the output type. Yep. Okay. The file name, we're just going to leave as image for now. The file type is auto. The channels we already have. And I want to say that we can just do it like that as a string. And then the file, we just have fs, which we're now going to need to include. Const fs equals require fs. Great. And this is overlay. All right, so handle streamers is with image. Handle image. So it returns something that does a payload, gets the image path. The image path is correct. Passes the image path into the handler, which is handle image. So it takes the payload and returns okay. So I think that is good for that. And then we have this needs more thing where we have to post another message. All right, this is going to be slackbot.chat.postMessage. And again here we want to take in a bunch of stuff. And I want to say we can essentially just copy and paste this one. Right here. We have the payload. And then we have this just wants to be reply. And this got eliminated by that. Okay, I feel pretty good about that as well. And then okay, I think that's it. I think that's it. Controller to do. I want to get rid of everything. I want to see what all is using Slack_API. So search Slack_API. Right now it looks like it's just things in the Slack API controller, which means that nothing is requiring this. So we ought to be good to trash that. Slack API, delete. All right, I am going to test this locally because you know what? Maybe we can get away with this. Let's go to overview. Let's kick up the app. Let's go to turning the logs back on. Diagnostic logs. Hey, the application logs are on. Hey, we've connected to the application logs. Okay. So, now what should happen? Didn't really want to do that. Now what should happen is let's go ahead and push this. Yeah. Providence, pick morale bot. There we go. Commit. All right. Replace Slack API with API. with npm lib. Okay. We changed the name of the controller. We changed the name of those. Needs more, replace everything. Okay. We added in this new thing. We added in this new thing. And we got rid of the old API. Great. Commit, push. And let's see. Build it, build it, build it, build it. Just wait while it builds. I'm building it. I'm building it. Categories. Let's see who else is up and streaming. Visual Studio is streaming right now. That's a big deal. Custom Discord bot is being developed. Real-time web app with something. Orlando Regional Multiview. What is that, like a bot wars? That sounds kind of cool. Might check that out. A few people making games. Oh, look, it's done. All right, let's see what happens. Needs more help. One time. It's got to wake up. And we got an error. Okay. Let's figure out why. Function. Config.js. Cannot find module config.js. Really? Diff. Slack API. Oh, because it's JSON. Makes sense. JSON. Commit. The config file is JSON. Great. Push. Watch it build. Go back to looking at who is streaming. Let's see. Coding Cafe. What does the unicorn say? All right. That's kind of cool. More game dev. Some .NET Core. That's pretty cool too. All right. Programming a card game. Oh, that sounds cool. I like card games a lot. All right. The build has gone. The build has gone. Needs more help. This should fire up in a second. Hey, all right. That fired, but I didn't get my help. And there's my error. Okay. I got needs more help. I think we're just gonna have to do it like this. Now we're gonna pull this over and we're gonna make this reply here. Doop. And you can trash that one. You can just delete it actually. Okay. So let's go ahead and fix this. You know what? Let's go. All right. Control H, single with double, replace all. Quote that. Quote that. Quote that. Quote that. And that. Whoa. Quote that. Quote that. Quote that. Quote that. Quote. Quote that. Quote that. And that. Almost done. Control A, Control C. Control A, Control V. Okay. And we want to send this to localhost http conference front size localhost 3000 slack. That's the one we want right there. And let's fire this up. npm run. Oh, npm start. I guess run. No, npm start. I think that's running. Let's see what happens. Hey, all right. Slack API is not defined. Yeah, well, that makes sense actually, because we didn't call it Slack API. Slack API. Oh, handle help. That's why. Okay. Chat.message. And what we really want is something right here called mrkdwn. We set this to true. Okay. I think that makes sense. Let's kill it. Yeah. Let's fire it off. Let's run it again. Doot doot. Okay, this one says okay. Does this one say? Oh, that one says okay. Ha ha ha. Good. Okay, this one says okay, and that's great. Let's push it so that we can test the rest of it. More stuff. Horrible commit name. Doesn't bother me at this moment. Okay. Build it. Build it. We are building. Great. All of this is going well. Deployment successful. Hooray. Okay. Now let's see. Needs more help. Wake up. The first one takes a minute and always replies twice because it's silly like that. Just sort of is what it is. Probably want to like track that just so I can be aware of when that happens. You know, just put like a little last 1,000 thing in there. Right. Okay. Okay. Needs more help works. Now I want to say something like reply to this with needs more streamers. And that should upload a file. And it did. Okay, great. So now we can say needs more streamers. We can say needs more help. And that works. What happens if I say needs more help to this one? Needs more help. Okay, perfect. And it comes exactly where we want it. Okay, all right. So we have switched out the API to use something else that now has everything. And now what we want to do is use that to grab the actual image that is there and then reply with the same image. That's the goal. That's the initial goal. So whatever image it is that you say, that you reply to, it just pastes it back to you. Okay. Let's do that. The way that we're going to do that is in this thing called handle image. And right here, this is where we were having all the trouble, this channel replies thing. Now instead what we're going to do is just use this API. We're going to say Slack. Oh wait, first off, you have to get the... let's just go ahead. Okay, so Slack app dot conversations dot replies. And the way that this works is the way that this works how does this work? Okay, the way that this works is conversations dot replies. You need to send it a channel and a TS. Okay, great. So channel, and this is again payload.event.channel, and then a TS, and the TS needs to be payload dot event dot thread TS. Dot thread TS. Okay, and then how do you actually get the values? It's dot then. Okay. Thread TS dot then, and this takes in a response, and inside this response we want to, I don't know, console.log the response. That's just what we want to do for now. That's what we want to do for now. So if this works, then this is going to get us all the replies. Oh, that's right. I remember how to do this now. Okay, let's do this so that we can actually see the message that comes back, and then we'll try to do something with this. All right, so first things first is we replied with needs more streamers. This is the one, needs more streamers right here. Is that what this is? Needs more streamers? No, this is needs more help. Okay, so first things, let's go to, let's just publish this. Okay. Try to get the whole message, the whole thread. Yep, that's the one. Push. Building. Okay, and let's grab a quick image real fast. Something like, let's see here. I want pictures. Nope, not that one. Preview. Preview. Oh, that one's cool, isn't it? I like that one. That one's really cool. Kind of freaks me out a little, but it's cool. It's like I know it repeats, but they do a really good job of hiding that. Yeah. Property, preview, open. We'll use this one for now. Okay, so this has built. And what we want to do is upload a picture. Boom. Just upload it. Okay. There's a picture of me. And now what we want to do is reply to this with needs more streamers. Reaction. Start a thread. Needs more streamers. And what this should do is post back. Aha! And that is what I was looking for. Right there. So this is what comes back. Let's go ahead and dump this in example bot. We'll just start it down at the bottom. When you get the conversation replies. Okay, and what you'll see here is that this one has this thing called files, and that is what we want. We want to get at the files, and then we kind of want to dump out what's in the files because this isn't really showing me. This is just like sort of zipping it up. I guess it just decides not to go too deep when it does this. So let's go ahead and say console. No, let's go var first message, or rather const first message equals response dot messages 0. And then I don't even know, do we need that? I guess I need the thread TS here. I guess I need the thread TS here. Sure. Okay, let's try it. Messages, and then I just want to console.log that, and hopefully we can see what's in files. Yeah. Console.log first message. Don't actually care about that anymore. Yep, let's try it like this. Okay. Get the message with the images, with the image. Okay. Takes a second for it to go. And when it gets out there, it's gonna do some stuff. And then it'll be ready to go. Okay. Whew. Water. Okay, built. Now it should log something different. So we can just keep applying here. Needs more streamers. And that should... Oh, there we go. Okay. No, don't get into... Okay, I thought I was going to do the crazy thing again. Alright, this is an insane... Oh man, this is going to take a hot second. This is going to take a real hot second. Message. It goes all the way to here. Okay, this is what's inside of message. Okay, the first message with the image. All right, and here is where we see the URL private. This is the thing that we want, that we can use to download this, which is great. So it's in message, it's in files, it's the first one, and it's URL private, and then there's also, you know, a name here, which we can use to get the name. Okay. Okay, let's do that. All right, so we want URL private, and we want the name. Really what we want is the first file. Const, or wait, dot files 0? Yeah, there we go. Okay, so now that we have the file information, we want to download the image. We want to download the image. Can we do that using this? So that would make my day. Files, delete comments, upload. Okay, so to get the file, I think we're still going to have to write our own helper for this one. So one more time, we're going to have to use const we're going to have to use request equals require request. And then we're still going to have to do this. Okay, so let's say, give me just a second here. We want to do something like JavaScript request download file. npm request. Okay, this is the thing that we're using. What on earth do I want? Let's just see what happens. So we have this, we want to say request. Oh, it helps. All right. This is going to be not first message. It's going to be image info. Image info dot URL private. And then we need to send some headers. And then we need to send some headers. And then we need to send some headers. I guess just Control F. Not on this one. Control F. Headers. What? Headers. Hey, all right. Headers. Options. Request. Options. Callback. Sure, let's just create a thing called options. Const options equals, and this is URL image info.url private, and then we have headers, and this looks to be like authorization bearer space plus config dot Slack app. I think this is the case where you need the app key. I'm not 100% sure here. We're just gonna try it like that, and then we're gonna say request options, and then we're gonna say, can I just return this? And then we can just say down here dot then. Does it work like that? Okay. JavaScript return promise from promise. Promise chaining. Then resolve one. So it seems like maybe you can. Returning promises. Okay, so you can return a promise. So in this, we say new promise, and then it returns a promise, and the result appears to be the result. Okay. So let's just go to I don't really like this. Streaming. Request can also pipe to itself. When doing so, content type and content length are preserved in the put headers. So it looks like there's an on response and an on error. I don't really want to do a server. Let's just do Control F then. Let's do dot then. Oh, there is no dot then. Lame. Okay. So, alright, so we need a callback. So we need a callback. I have passed in my options and now I need a callback. Alright, let's see. And this takes 3 functions. 3, whatever. Okay. So let's just do error response body console.log error console.log response console.log body. I don't know what this is gonna do, to be honest. Ideally, I was hoping for something a lot like the fetch API that is in a browser, where you just say fetch and then dot do whatever, dot do whatever, dot do whatever. And it's sort of like a chain of like processing. Sort of what I was hoping for. We already have this. Maybe the right idea is to toss this and go find something that works more like that. But I think for now, let's just let's see what happens when we log these things to see if we're actually grabbing the image. Right? Because this will be successful or it won't be successful. And that's what we care about at this moment. That is what we care about. Alternatively, we just go copy this. Let's just do this for now. Give me this. Give me this. Control H, replace all. Oops. Oh, I didn't know you could do that. Look at that. That's cool. But I don't actually think that's valid JSON, so it's not really as cool as I was hoping for. Okay. Control A, Control C. The idea here now, hey, how's it going, Hardly a Pro? What's going on with you? Appreciate you stopping by. Just working on a Slack bot, and the idea is that when you reply to an image, it will pull the image down, modify the image in some way, and then it's going to send back the resulting image to the Slack that you have this installed on. That's the goal. Yeah. And I'm glad to hear you're doing well. That's awesome, man. I'm having a pretty good day myself. All right. We're going to go here. We're going to copy this. I'm going to paste it here. So now I can test this from my local. Ideally. That's the plan. But we'll see how that goes. npm start. Crossing my fingers. Oh, that looks like an error message for sure. Whoa, I heard something in here though. So it did post back. Okay, so this worked. And then this went ahead and worked as well. Oh, that's right, because this doesn't wait. This actually just fires off as soon as this happens. So for now, we're just going to comment this out. And let's see if we can, well, goodness me. Forgot password. Grab the current email. Okay, well, to me that means this is probably supposed to be a different key. Bot key then? So what this is right here is basically a, hey, you need to log into Slack page that gets returned. Is Slack still widely used? I don't know if it's widely used, to be honest with you. Where it is used is at my work. And at my work, we're in the process of moving from the old thing we built in-house to the new thing, which is Slack. And as part of it, we have like a lot of bots that run on our local, our own, like, we made it instance of our own chat app. And we want to migrate as many of those over as we can. And this one is really just one that's like silly and fun. This one doesn't do a lot of monitoring or anything like that. So figured I would work on that on stream. All right, let's kill this again. I need to kill it. There we go. And then I want to start it again. Oh wait, no, I need to tell it yes, quit. And then I want to start. And I want to say, I changed that. That's what I did. And I commented out the thing that actually does the upload so that it won't send stuff to Slack now. So what I want to do is say something like, fire this off. Boom. Whoa. That looks like an image. That looks like image data to me. Okay, that is great. Okay, that is great. So, if I'm in request, I need to somehow get... Sure. Create a write stream. Really what I want to do is copy it to a buffer. How about we do type of? Type of? Because I don't know what kind of type it is. But that definitely, to me, looks like an image. Which is great, because that means we're actually pulling the image down. String. That is a string. Oh my. Okay, so let's go to request. Let's go to request. And I want to get request.pipex. Really what I want to do is say, well, I don't really want to do it like this. I want to get it as a byte array. How do I get it as like an array buffer? Okay, npm request to array buffer. Getting binary content. Yeah, that looks like it. After a lot of digging, I figured out that its request settings should have encoding null, and then body will be of type buffer instead of the default, which is string. Okay, great. So let's go figure out how to do this. So request settings. Oh, I don't see settings. That's not good. Settings. Ah. That's not good. What is it called? What is the actual setting called? Encoding. Encoding. If null, the body is returned as a buffer. Request options. Okay. Options. Encoding null. And there we have it. Let's see if that works. Probably don't want response. Sure, I guess let's do type of response. Okay, and let's do error. Yeah, let's try that. Response type. Body type. Okay. npm start. Fire this off again. Oh, there we go. Okay. Well, I got an object. That's not cool. Isn't type of like a little more interesting than that? So if it's in a... So what does it return as? Will be of type buffer. Will be of type buffer. This is exact. Body.constructor.name. Okay. Body.constructor.name. Response.constructor.name. Sure. Let's try that. Incoming message and buffer. Great. I really wish I had autocomplete. So I could say something like body dot that's not super helpful. Okay. So if I have the image, I now want to do an overlay for the image. How do I do an overlay for the image? Great question. How do I do an overlay for the image? Well, really, let's just make sure that we're actually downloading it. So let's save it. fs.write file. We'll just save it as, I don't know, last download. No, wait, we have the file name. We have the file name. It comes from here. It comes from image info. image info dot name, and then we want to pass this a buffer body. That feels good to me. Hey, appreciate the follow. Rhinoceros Rex. Really appreciate that. That's my little animation. Hey, how are you doing, man? Hope everything's going good for you today. JS and Slack, use them a bunch. That's cool. Have you ever written a Slack bot? Nope. Yeah. Last time I wrote a Slack bot was, let's call it 3 years ago, as part of a school project. We were doing like this AI thing where you had to have it read a paper, like an academic paper, and then it had to answer questions to it. So that was like the AI part of it, which was a lot of fun. But back then, Slack bots were a good bit easier. You just opened up a WebSocket and like the messages just came piling in and you didn't have to worry about it. There was no like subscribing to specific events or anything like that. Anytime you just replied to that message, it just sent something back on the same WebSocket. It just posted it. It was not hard at all. Now it's like, wow. Useful to learn how though. Maybe. I don't know how many Slack bots I intend to write in my life, but at this point I'm feeling like one. This one specifically. Or maybe the last one. But yeah, just getting this thing off the ground was like, you have to like get it live on the internet. So we're running on Azure right now. And we push to Azure. It does this check to make sure that it's like a real website. And then after that, you can actually start developing your bot. Very, very, very difficult to test it locally. Just extremely difficult, because anytime something happens in Slack, it sends it to that website. So the way that we have set this up is I am monitoring the logs for that website, and then I'm just capturing the logs and outputting the actual JSON that's sent to the bot. And then on my local machine, I just sort of create this, little postman thing where I can craft requests to send to my local, and then they post to Slack, but then they hit the bot that's like live. So it's sort of a pain doing this. But right now, okay, so to give you an idea about what's going on with this, here's what it is. You post an image, and then you want to have a little bit of fun with the image. So you say needs more something, and the idea is that the bot is going to go download the image that was replied to when it says needs more, in this case, streamers. It's going to go download that image. Then it's going to put this overlay on top of it, and then it will send that new picture back to Slack. And I've gotten to the point where I have collected the image. I've gotten to the point where I can send an image back. Now I'm on the point where I need to actually do the image manipulation to put the overlay on top of the image. And that's it. Hopefully. All right, request. Yeah, hopefully, it's just a little bit of fun. That's all. So what I'm testing right now is just making sure that this thing is actually like capturing the image. So I'm just going to try and write it out here. Let's kill this, restart it. Yes. That is restarted. Now I'm going to send this, and what should happen is somewhere over here, a new file should show up. That's the plan. Oh, error. Invalid callback. Callback must be a function. Sure. Function. Error. If not, or I guess if error, console.log error, console.log error, and then return else console.log file was downloaded successfully. Sure, that looks like a callback. I think that's a callback. Let's kill this. Restart it. Fire it off. Oh, file downloaded successfully. Okay, now is the point where profile pic. Hey, look, and see it is. Okay, so we have downloaded the file. Now what we need to do is do this image manipulation stuff. And then we need to send the file back. But for the time being, I think what we want to do, something like const result equals new promise. And this takes in I don't know how to create a promise. I'm just going to be honest with you. I know it's something along these lines. This person deserves a huge upvote. Okay. JavaScript create promise. Promise. Promise? Promise. Function resolve reject. Okay. Function. Do promise. Resolve reject. I really wish this would just in time. Learning is where it's at. Yeah, basically. Yeah, basically. All right, does write file return a promise? That's a better answer. Node fs promise from callbacks to fs promises. Write file error. Write file promise. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, this seems good. Let's just do this. Okay. Write file promise. And then we just have write file promise. Write file promise. We have now passed in these things, and now resolve reject error resolve. I don't know, I guess there's nothing really to do in this case, so we'll just call resolve. And then what we're going to do is give this person some credit for writing this awesome blog post that I could just copy and paste from. And then we're going to write file promise dot then. Yeah. Okay. There's nothing to do here. Now we want to upload the file. Could probably put this in a better spot, but for now this is just going to be nice ugly code. Wait, no, that's the whole point. Okay, I got this. You don't do it here. You say return this. Request. Request dot then. Alright, I'm getting mixed up. Alright, we're going to do it the hacky way just to get it to a working state. Then we're going to come back around and try to fix it up. We know the file name. Imageinfo.name. Imageinfo.name. But I want to call it image. All right. And then I want to say I have the body. I wonder if I can just put body here. I have no idea if that's going to work. Absolutely none. Okay. I think I can get rid of all of that. All right, so we've done this. The request comes back. The body has the actual thing in it. We're going to write it to a file just so that we can see that we have it. Then we're going to send it back to Slack as a new post. So ideally what happens is we reply to this and a new one of these pops up here. That's the plan. That's the plan. I think we're just going to try it. All right, come on one time. Something happened. Did it update this? Okay, that happened. I need output. Unhandled promise rejection warning. No file data. Create a stream from a buffer. JavaScript create stream from buffer. Converting buffer into a readable stream. You can create a readable stream using Node stream buffers. Readable stream buffer. Image. I don't see where they reuse image here. Oh look, more upvotes. Node stream buffer is obviously designed for use in testing. The inability to avoid a delay makes it a poor choice for production use. Streamifier. Import readable from stream. Consumer. Streamifier. Create stream. I think this is the one we're going to go with. Streamifier. Okay, let's go with Streamifier. Yes. npm install Streamifier. Okay. Require Streamifier. This is getting kind of unruly. What is that complaining about? Could not find a declaration for Streamifier. That's interesting, seeing as how I just installed it. Did it add it to my app package? Public routes package.json? Streamifier. I'm just going to roll with it. Streamifier.create. Read stream. Ideally, all we have to do is something like that, and then this buffer. What do you think 97, 98, and 99 are? ABC? I'm gonna go with ABC. I think that's how that's gonna work. npm start. Well, hasn't blown up yet. Let's give you a little upvote. Let's give you a little upvote. I'm going to close this for now and do a new search if it fails. Promise. JavaScript. Encoding null. That was a big one. Request. What's a handy package? Streamifier? Ah, streams and Node.js. Okay, yeah. Yeah, this thing was complaining earlier about no file data, even though I passed it a buffer, which to me means it just doesn't know what to do with a buffer when it gets a buffer. Oh, I do a lot of C# too. Funny you mention that. What do you build? Let's start this. Let's fire this off. Ah. Error not authed. Okay. Interesting. Error not authed. Sweet. Day job, I work on school cafeteria software right now. That's cool. What kind of school cafeteria? Software. What kind of school cafeteria software? Is it, I just can't imagine using computers in a cafeteria. Is it just like POS systems? Oh, okay. Gotcha. That's cool. Do you do it for like, how widespread is your company? Does it just do it for like the area that you're in, or is it like some sort of nationwide thing that a bunch of schools are moving to? And how long has it been like that? Been out of school for a long time. I have no idea how things work. All over the US. That's awesome. That brings up a couple of questions. Like, for instance, what kind of data does it collect? And what are they doing with that data? Not authed. We know that this was right because we were previously uploading files. So what is returning not authed? Write file promise. Oh, because I have the image open? Oh no, that would have been way too easy. You know what, we have this here, so let's not even worry about writing it to disk. Kind of silly at that point. Wait. I don't want to just delete that. I want to do both of these, but I want to do them separately because I want to turn this one off. Like, what do kids have for lunch? Managing kids' lunch money, food ordering, and inventory. That's cool. I went to quite a few schools when I was growing up, and I was amazed at how different they all are as far as like the stuff that was available. How is all that sort of stuff managed? And I mean, like, one school I would go to and it was like, hey, there's two lines. You get the chicken or you get the salad and the, meat of the day. And then I went to another place that had like actual restaurants. Like there was like a Papa John's in the school. It was really, really crazy. Okay, kill it. One time, I'm just at a point where I want to say please, but I don't want to say please because every time I say please, it breaks. Why is this not working? Okay, so at this point, it's saying it's difficult to tell. It's difficult to tell whether it's this or not this. Okay, and there's an easy way to find out. You just comment this out like that, and then you do that. Hey, thanks a lot, Hardly a Pro. Wow, F. No need to stay up early. I really appreciate you hanging out. Have a good one, too. Alright, it's a wide range, so there's software to manage all of it, except Papa John's. That's probably its own thing. Okay, well, that makes sense. That's crazy. So you do a lot of stuff for it? How big is the company? Okay, let's do this one more time, and let's delete the picture so that we can see if we actually loaded it. We are still doing a good job. Boom. We are still doing a good job. Okay, so it is the upload that's crapping out. So what we want to do is ignore Streamifier for now. And we want to say file is fs.read file. What did it used to be before I started changing everything? Commit. Needs more. Write file. Streamifier? What? fs.create read stream of overlay. That's what it used to be. Okay, so that was the old one. Let's see if it works if I use that one. Company is worldwide, so tens of thousands. Our division is a lot smaller. I did freelance for about 8 years. And a few years ago landed here. Great team and people. That's awesome, man. That's all that really matters when it comes to working is just like get a job that you're happy at. It doesn't matter what the work is. It largely matters what the culture is, as long as like, that's the thing that makes you happy, and then just do it. I hear all the time, I do a lot of interviews, and it is unbelievable to me, like the percentage of people that take interviews because they hate their previous job, and they're just like happy to tell you how much they hate their previous job, like in the interview, just straight up letting you know. And it's like, you're doing the right thing by moving somewhere else, but you gotta tone that down. Yeah. It just is what it is. It's just part of life, man. It's like, yeah, you just gotta find that thing that makes you happy. Doesn't matter what it is. And I mean really happy, not that like 80% happy. I mean like really happy. Just find that thing. All right, Streamifier apparently didn't work. I wonder if there's like a buffer. Freelance is great for that because you get to change differently, raise your price on difficult clients. Yeah. I more or less stopped doing freelance work a couple of years ago because it got to the point where it was like you do a project and the level of expected maintenance when it comes to freelance compared to like it being your real job is like they're like, "Oh, I've already paid." And you're like, "No. You didn't buy the maintenance thing that I told you about when we started this project." So, I'm not going to keep doing work for you when you're not paying me. And that part of like managing it was just like it really drew away. I love coding and I love solving problems and I love building things, but it's like dealing with the business side of it, not high on my list of things to do. Not high on my list of things that I enjoy for sure. All right, what we did is we rebuilt this and we want to see if we're just somehow not doing it right or if we can actually upload files still. So when I click this off, it should upload a new file and add it in below this one. And there it is. That's the new one. Okay, you saw it just pop in right at 132. It's 132. Okay, so this is working. Streamifier.create read stream is not working. I want to know why. I want to know why. Buffer. Let's go to JavaScript buffer buffer. I just want to see the API. That's really what I want to see. I've got a buffer. What can I get out of the buffer? Oh, look, read. What does this expect? That's a great question. What does this expect? Like, do I need to reset the location? Buffer. I have a buffer. I have a buffer and I want to create a stream. Okay. Node create stream from buffer. We're just going to do this search again and see what we come up with. Buffer to stream in node. Stream to buffer. Stream to buffer. Stream. Buffers. Buffer to stream. Require stream dot duplex. This operation creates a duplex string that simply writes the buffer to it. No. No. Converting a buffer into a readable stream. How do I create a read stream from a buffer? Body. Create read stream. Error path must be a string without null bytes. Stream. Readable. The stream will return your buffer. I guess we're just going to try this. So let's just do this. Require stream. I don't want stream. Okay, stream. And now I want to say const image stream equals new stream.readable image stream.push, and this takes the body, and then image stream.push, and this takes null, and then I want to just pass this image stream, and let's see if that works. No, not authed. Upload in-memory file. Okay, node slack upload in-memory buffer. Cannot upload binary file using file.upload facet. Sorry for the delay on this. I got busy and was on vacation. I believe the above PR fixes it. Read file sync. Content. Use file. No file data. Oh, content. Let's try that. And let's just put in body, and then let's not do all of this. Another issue. Let's try that. See my answer for uploading a buffer. File. File name. Okay. Took me quite a bit of searching to look for the issue, but it lies in the fact that the module request uses form data, only recognizes certain stream objects as files when evaluating what is a file and what is a multi-part data parameter. So the fix would be to supply extra information that form data expects, just the file name at a minimum when submitting a buffer. Cannot ooh. Okay. fix. Calvin, I want to say thank you so much for help on the problem. I'm not entirely sure how to do this. So the fix would be to supply the extra information. This should be implemented by the SDK in the future, but in the meantime, here's how you'd go about uploading a buffer as a file. Form data options. bot.files.upload. File, image stream. Works well with streams because it's that. So file name, content type, known length. I guess that's what we do. I guess that's what we do. We're going to put file. And then we're going to put value, options, file name is image.png, content type is image, MIME type for PNG, MIME type PNG, Control F, PNG, image PNG, image PNG. Okay, great. And then known length. Known length. Body dot length. This is a shot in the dark. Source.on is not a function. Okay, let's go back to here. Content. File contents via post variable. If omitting this parameter, you must provide a file. So let's just put content. Let's just put content. Content. Try that one more time. Oh, ho, ho. Ah. Okay. Well, how about we change this to image PNG? How about we change that? trying to fix this. Content. Content. File type. File type. PNG. I guess I need PNG there. Just PNG. Come on. Okay. PNG. Well, it is a PNG. File type. Basic fields, authentication. Other fields, file types. Why does the content not come up right? Why does the content not come up right? Not really sure. Not really sure. You know what, though? This has been a lot of progress today. Much more progress than I thought we were going to make. And this seems like not the worst problem in the world to try and fix. So I think what we're going to go ahead and do is save it all off and come back and see if we can finish this up tomorrow. I really appreciate everybody stopping by. I had fun chatting, and hopefully I will see y'all soon. Thanks again for the follow, Rhinosaurus Rex. And yeah, hopefully I'll see y'all tomorrow. I'll be streaming at noon, probably going to go a little long tomorrow. So noon, maybe 3, maybe 4, something like that. Anyway, thanks a lot, and see y'all. Have a good one.